Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. 1M by 1M, as you know, is the first and only global virtual accelerator for technology startups. Our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue. In support of that mission, we do a lot of work in the media. We do these roundtable mentoring sessions. The free ones are public, and then we have private roundtables in the premium program as well. This is the 699th session. We've been doing this for a very, very long time. We started way back when in 2008, and now it's 2025 before we know it. It is a safe working session. You don't need to worry. You don't need to be defensive, nervous. No, I'm on your side. We're all on your side. We're just going to work on your business and see how we can help you move forward. Okay, and if you disagree, that's okay. It's your business. You do what you want. Sree Vishnu from Chennai, India is going to be our first presenter. Sree Vishnu, please unmute your line and let's get started.
Hi, very good morning, Sharmana. It's evening over in India. So before getting started, the thing is, how I got to know you is through NPTL. So there I actually saw your developers to entrepreneurs course. So that's how I got to know about you. So then I
Okay.
joined one of your pictures and get to know, okay, that's where actually one of my entrepreneur journey. I'm not saying that's where it started, but actually that gave me a boost to, why don't I have so many mentors is available. Why don't I start and get it, check whether I can do it or not. So yeah, very thank you for that. Without further. Good morning. I want to start with a simple truth. So, India is getting fitter and also sicker. So, the recent study states out of 3 in 1 adults is having diabetes and not health conscious, it's overweight or obese. So, it's rising faster. So, the main concern is people in India have very less knowledge about diets and what are the things that they eat, and it's like they don't have pretty much idea about what are the things that they are eating, calories and health benefits, how would to affect them. So that's where PeanutWise is coming in. If you could go to the next slide. So myself, Sree Vishnu, I have 8+ years of experience in developing enterprise level software, and I am a fitness enthusiast as well. And my co-founder is Sai Prasad. So he is one of my colleagues. So we started working in an office where we usually speak about entrepreneurial journey and how we can revolutionize modern apps and everything. So that's where we thought we slightly turn our focus into a booming market about nutrition and fitness. Yeah, if you can go ahead. So the Indian market strategy is Indian fitness market app is already in $463 million, and it is projected to grow at a 16% CAGR for $1.1 billion. And the India's health conscious middle class is also trying to grow, and there is a frictionless payment in UPI in India, and the Indians or we have IFCTs and all the local food data that will help Indian dietary food regulatories and calories we can calculate based on it. Can you go to the next one? So our primary idea is traditional peanut butter. So instead of traditional peanut butter, we slightly turn our idea to a deflated peanut butter flour, where the fat is very less compared to a traditional peanut butter, and it has high protein and very, very less in calorie. It can be added in any of our snacking options, our peanut shakes, and anything. So yeah, can you go to the next slide? So this is our product highlight. So it will have a 20 gram of protein and very, very less amount of calories and very less negligible amount of fat. So easy to use repackaging, and we are planning to have a clean package label and everything. Yeah, can you? So this is a plant-based protein market growth in India. So it's projected to grow in 7 to 9%. So the vegan market in India is also is rising. So we thought we can just align with those set of market as well to capture all those market. The primary people that we are planning to serve is fitness enthusiasts, health conscious, and dietary values, people who give value to the diets and everything. Yeah, can you go to the next slide? So our market strategy is we build the market and we are directly planning to directly ship it to the customers. And since our product is can be added as a bike product in any of the nutritional snacks or what is this nutritional pack, nutrition health conscious health conscious foods, it can be co-aligned with any of those B2B markets, so we can sell them directly to a business opportunities as well. So yeah, can you go to the next slide? So yeah, our competitive edge is natural processing, clean labeling, and sourcing. The raw material is since India is the largest exporter of seed oil, second largest exporter of seed oil. All the deflated flour which is exported from the seed oil is getting waste. So we have abundance amount of raw material. That's where we planning to use that raw material into a product, either deflated peanut flour, which is where we planning to grow a brand out of a deflated peanut flour. And the major advantage that we have is since we both are from a technical software background, we can actually integrate it to a fitness app where it can guide you with a perfect dietary plan, including our product. So all you have to do is once you buy the product, you will get a free app which you can track for a month. Yeah, I can go ahead. Can you go to the next slide? Uh, yeah, it's an AI powered wellness companion. So it's an app where whenever you purchase a product, you can directly scan it and it will go into inventory. So your dietary plan will will list based on the product how much you can consume and all the natural foods that Indians love and process. So we will make a diet plan for your dietary goals and everything. So it's an AI powered wellness app where you can completely trust those datas and yeah, uh, check whether your diet is in proper and check where your dietary goals. It's a complete insights about where your diet is, where your weight is, and are you progressing. And the app will definitely give you a notification like once your product is getting over, since we show the diet based on our app. So once it's getting over, you will get a notification to buy more product. And our marketing strategy is mainly focusing on influencer marketing, where all the fitness enthusiasts we are planning to collaborate with all the fitness enthusiasts and develop engaging content and promote all those healthy options that they can buy and the app as well. Yeah, can you go to the next slide? Yeah, with PeanutWise, not only the peanut butter, we are planning to go with all the next set of products that we can grow from PeanutWise, be it cookies or
Sree
anything. So,
Vishnu, is there this product already exists in the market? Do people already have a product like this in the market?
yeah, there are product with less fat peanut powder is available, but there is no AI companion along with it, and
Yeah,
it's
but no,
very less.
AI companion, AI companion is not a competitive edge at all. First and foremost, AI companion is going to take a lot of work to build, and that almost is a product launch in itself. So if the only monetization of your AI companion is a peanut powder, that is not a good business. So your product, what is your product? Your product is an AI fitness app, or is your product the peanut butter or peanut powder?
Yeah, it's peanut powder is our product.
Peanut powder is your product. So peanut
Yeah.
powder has to stand on its own. AI companion is not a competitive edge.
Okay.
So the question is, you need to do a comparative analysis of what are the peanut powder companies doing and what is their strategy, how are they selling, how are they going to market, and what's happening in that business.
Yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
hold on, for example, can you make you're talking about snacking, right? Are there a lot of snacks that can be made with peanut powder? Like, can you make samosas with peanut powder? Do you know the answer to this question?
No, I don't know.
See, these are the vital questions that you need to ask and answer. Is that what is the usage of peanut powder? The problem is you're a software guy, so you
Yeah.
think software is the answer. Software is hardly, software is not at all the answer here, because you want to start a D2C e-commerce website. That is not a complicated website. You can build that on top of Shopify or something like that, and you can start selling. But who wants this product and for what reason? You really need to understand what is the range of applicability, what are the use cases of peanut powder. You're talking about snacking. Okay, well, if a lot of the Indian snacks that are very bad for your health, if those can be made with peanut powder, and if you can provide the recipes of those on your website, that is a reasonable set of content that can bring people to your website, and you can potentially sell to them in that context. But AI fitness app in some ways is irrelevant. If you want an AI fitness app, that's a whole different business in its own right. And there are lots of competitors in that. But AI fitness app is not your differentiator. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the first order of business, if you want to be in the peanut powder business, is to understand peanut powder as a business. Who's selling peanut powder? What are those companies? How are they selling? What channels are they selling from? Who is buying those products? And what are the use cases for which they're buying those products? What are they doing with peanut powder? Understand peanut powder as a product, soup to nuts. You don't understand peanut powder, you understand software. And you're trying to kind of, basically, you're trying to stick software into a business that is not a software business. Okay?
Yeah.
So go try to understand the real business. That's your first order of business. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Suchita Kuandin, you are next.
Hi everyone, I'm Suchita, and I've co-founded Guestrix with Selma. Imagine this. Mary is in a very important meeting at 10 p.m. and her phone is buzzing constantly. It's her guest at a property that she owns in Florida, which is thousands of miles away. This guest is locked out and unable to enter the property. This is what we hear from short-term rental hosts every day. Next slide, please. We have a very lean team. We are 2 female co-founders and we have 1 full stack engineer. Next slide, please. Our journey so far, we started in April. We came up with a small MVP, and then we spoke for around 2 months. We spoke to different short-term rental hosts. And then we are now in August, where we have launched the beta program. We have 2 beta customers having 42 properties. Next slide, please. What we've learned from the market is similar problems that I shared earlier, and that has led with a solution. Next slide, please. So imagine the same scenario where Mary is stressed out, she's distracted, she neither can help the guest nor attend her meeting. Now, instead, Stacy steps in. Stacy is Guestrix in-property voice and text concierge. She's 24/7 available. She has knowledge about the property. She's able to help out in emergency situations. So in this scenario, she helps the guest with the smart lock. And if the smart lock is not working, she has access to the master code and the guests are able to enter the property. This results in
Is Stacy human or AI?
No, it's AI.
Okay.
So now this gives back the peace of mind to the host and most importantly, the 5-star review. Next slide, please. So this was Mary, the customer that I talked earlier. Next slide, please. So the market opportunities, it is a 18 billion market. The TAM is 18 billion. We have, when we spoke to all the short-term...
TAM is not 18 billion. TAM is, the 18 billion is some top-down TAM.
Okay.
What you need to figure out is what is the bottom-up TAM. Do you understand the difference between top-down and bottom-up TAM?
Yeah.
So what is the bottom-up TAM?
The bottom up is when you calculate the TAM, and then from there you're calculating the
So you don't know what top-down TAM and bottom-up TAM are. You need to first and foremost learn what top-down and bottom-up TAM are. Top-down TAM is irrelevant. Bottom-up TAM is what you should be focusing on. Okay. And I can guarantee you your bottom-up TAM is not 18 billion.
Okay. Okay.
So,
yeah.
So let's skip that. You take that as a homework and do that later.
Sure. So our differentiation is that we are the only voice-based AI concierge in the market. Our competitors that we have analyzed, all of them are only text-based.
Is that a sufficient differentiator?
This is an MVP. That's what we are looking at. We have a go-to-market strategy. We are looking at other ways to have.
Are these other products in the market already?
Yes.
And what kind of traction are they getting?
We don't have the numbers here. But
no, they have good traction. They have good, yeah. HostBuddy has good traction. I'm sorry, I'm the other co-founder, Salma.
HostBuddy has good traction?
Yeah, it has good traction. We don't have the numbers.
But the difference is that we are in property. They focus more on like a kind of like a holistic solution. It's not the focus is not kind of on providing this experience for guests with which is concierge like. Our focus is on concierge. We have a voice which makes it warmer, the interaction warmer, and we can build in the future, we can build in some more things related to voice. For example, when there are cleaning apps, and we don't know if this is going to work yet, but we would have to talk to them and see if they would be interested.
It's just from my experience, I don't care about voice in that situation. I just want my problem solved and this whole thing get out of my way. So that's why I'm asking you this question. I had one of these experiences where we were, I think, a little bit ahead of schedule or something in terms of arrival time, and I was trying to reach the host to coordinate, and she was responding by text, and that was enough for me. I didn't need voice at all. As long as my problem is solved, it's not a problem.
I agree with you, Sramana. I think text is, it can do it. I can definitely do it. People do have different preferences, and small hotels, and like we're also looking at small hotels, and they do get a lot of phone calls, even though they provide texting. So there is still some, segment that likes.
Fine. So there are two things that you need to keep in mind in the comparative landscape slide. Number one is, voice versus text. Is voice enough of a differentiator for you to win this market, number one. And
Maybe
secondly,
not.
no,
Maybe
no,
not.
hold on, let me finish. Secondly, all the people who have text, putting voice in is not that complicated.
You're probably right.
So, and that's why I'm
Um,
asking you the question, what kind of traction do these other guys have, and what kind of companies are they? Are they, much further along? Are they
Yeah.
funded? Do they have more resources? What
Now,
are
yes,
the
host
they
buddy,
typical?
do
host
all of
buddy,
that.
yeah, host
Host
buddy is
buddy
They
is,
are,
funded
they
and
do have
further
all.
along. Yeah.
No, but one thing is that one of our customers, she knows the host buddy people, right? And she when we demoed to her, we didn't expect her to buy it because we were not talking to her in that context. We were talking to her because she has this kind of network, and we wanted to ask if we could be in that network. And she said she wanted to try it. So I said, why? What is it? And she said, well, it's cool. I'd like my guests to be able to have this in property. Like, she really emphasized the in property piece.
so
So
what is the
that,
usage model? In property seems to be a big differentiator. What is the usage model? This is not a phone app. This is not something you access through.
No, so right now we are not a phone app because we are in the MVP stage. So we've done it as a web app. So we have a host onboarding process where we are pulling in information from the Airbnb listing and asking them additional questions like emergency, etc. And then that's how the model gets trained, and they are able to send the link for the guest interface to their guests.
So the guests, for the guest, what is the user experience? The guest is
User
receiving a
experience
text.
is that they use that link to log in using the last 4 digits of their phone number, registered phone number.
So they're
they use,
receiving a text and then clicking on the link through the text, and then that's
Yes.
how the journey
Yeah.
starts.
Yeah.
we also have barcodes within the property.
Yes.
So that's kind of a difference because it, urges people within the property to, which the others are a little more integrated with across the system. So they're not focusing so much of the guest experience within the property.
So don't forget, people can't get in the property is one of the biggest use cases. You started this conversation by saying people are not able to get in the in the
Yeah,
property.
so we have both. We have the text message or the Airbnb messages that the host sent. So we have a template that we are providing, which will give you the link for the guest. In addition, inside the property, we have barcodes, because we have situations where one of the hosts that we spoke to has a vintage stove that most people are not able to figure out how to use. So in such scenarios, they can talk to Stacy and she will help out.
Yeah, so that's another thing with voice, is that for instructions, for example, if you're trying to get the stove to work or you're trying to learn how to make coffee, people would rather, it's easier when you just can talk, and it's very human like. So it'll tell you do this, or oh, this isn't working now, try this, because it can grab all of those videos. I mean, it can do it in text, but it's a little bit nicer if you are trying to debug something.
And how much are you charging?
So right now, we are in the beta, so we are charging $8 per property. Otherwise, we would be charging $12 to $15 per property.
So that's a price point that has to be done with marketing. You cannot do sales, right? At this price point, sales is not profitable.
We understand that, and so we are considering integrating with PMS systems so that we can work with them for acquisition and pricing.
Well, these are the 4, like, we're doing founder-led sales now, because right now it's, nobody knows who we are, and we're just really trying to see. First of all, you might be right. Maybe it's not enough of a differentiator. We're just trying to see. Right now, we don't know. We might have to pivot from this. We don't know. But what we're also trying to do is we're trying to get a community of like, on Facebook and Reddit, because what we're also doing is we're targeting. So the rest of our competitors, they're targeting the bigger players, and they all use a property management system. But according to data, like a very large proportion of properties are not falling in that bucket, because Airbnb says, I don't know, 80% are smaller, like 1 to 3. So
What's
there's a
preventing Airbnb from offering this functionality?
No, they
um
are not. They are not offering. They offer text
good.
messaging with the host, but they don't have
Not now. She's asking what's preventing them.
oh, what's preventing?
So the thing for them is that it would only be for Airbnb, whereas for us, the reservations can come from VRBO or
Anyone,
Booking
yeah.
or.
Yeah, but if let's say Airbnb host as a target market goes away for you, what does that do to your TAM?
It's going to it would definitely affect our TAM. I mean, for
Because they are the
absolutely.
largest players. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that there are other platforms that also have a lot of. I mean, the market is. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, we
See,
don't know.
this is what one of the things that you need to be aware of is that any of these AI wrappers that are on top of ChatGPT, or you're building on top of one of the, it's a RAG on top of some of the
Right.
one of the
Yeah.
LLMs,
Yes,
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
The wrapper companies have very low defensibility, long-term defensibility, and one of the risks of, especially when you have these big platforms like Airbnb and many of the others, Verbo and all that, these are big platforms, right? If you take off if the big platforms just kind of offered this as a feature, then your business kind of gets completely upended. Just be aware of that.
Yes, I think you are correct there, and that's something that we have to keep in mind. So one of the things that we can do, which would take us away from being a wrapper, is that we are also been talking to small hotels like boutique hotels, bed and breakfast, that type of thing. And for them, we can offer voice integration. So, we actually can be like a after hours voice service. Now, that is not as trivial because, you have to integrate with the telephony there. And we would, I mean, right now for the MVP, we're just using Google Gemini. But if this actually gets proven and we do build it out, then we will be using open source models, and we will be doing our own deployment because there's a big, price, this big cost savings, and we can control our, control our own, instead of having the dependency on Google in case they change the model or the pricing. So that is one thing we are considering. And if we did that, we could integrate with companies that partner with companies that provide VoIP solutions to small hotels. I don't know what your thoughts are there.
Well, the same logic applies there too, because there are these big platforms like hotels.com, Expedia platforms, basically, hotels.com and booking.com and so on, that if this becomes a functionality that hotels, want, they could offer that functionality. And the thing that you should think about also is that at the moment, everybody is thinking about their AI strategy. In what ways can they enhance their offering with AI? And if you think about it with the hat of Airbnb on, or hotels.com, or Expedia on, or Verbo on, is this not on their radar as an AI application? It's hard to imagine that it's not on their radar. They live and breathe this kind of stuff. So how can this is so obvious. How can this not be on their radar?
It's I mean, it could be on the radar. We don't. I mean, we don't know
Right.
that.
So this is the thing that we have to be aware of and wary of, is that your business could go away overnight because
What
of the
is, yeah.
defensibility issue.
So what would be your advice for us?
My advice would be, since you're already far along, already you've built some of this product and far into the market, run as fast as you can, make as much money as you can, as quickly as you can. And if it goes away, it goes away.
Okay. I mean, for now, we are investigating this piece, right? But this is just one piece. What longer term, I was thinking, and you can tell me if this is off, but there is a certain profile of customer, which is someone who has a few properties, who's not doesn't have a property management system, that isn't being targeted by our competitors, and we understand multiple of their needs, and we offer them in a package, so that we become like this convenience for them when it comes to coordinating their things. They want something very simple. They don't want to integrate with complex systems. So that was a thought.
It's a small subsegment, right? People with multiple properties are using property managers usually. People, don't forget one thing. What is the psychographic of somebody who has multiple properties? They're rich and they don't have time. They don't want to deal with the hassle. So they have property managers who are dealing with all the hassle, and property managers are probably using some system, property management systems, whatever. So
But well, that's true. But I have to say that on
do you
that,
have, for instance, data on how many
yes,
people
yeah,
with
yeah,
multiple
it's a lot.
properties
It's
don't
a
use the
lot.
property management system?
It's high. It's high. It's pretty high. Airbnb, like, so on the lower, on the ones that have less than 3, about 60% don't use a PMS. Now, if you
Okay.
have more than 100, 99% use a PMS. So that gives you some idea that how the distribution happens. So as you go lower, you're less likely to. But some people with even one property do use a PMS. Some people with 10 properties don't use a PMS. But one other thing I want to go back about this segment is that they are often having other jobs. They're either students, they're working full time. So they're trying to manage their
Who?
property.
Who are you
Like
talking about?
like
Students with multiple properties?
I mean, they're basically they're people who are renting out, either like like the other woman who was our customer. She has 2 properties in Florida. She lives in Pennsylvania, and she's very busy. She doesn't use a PMS system. So there are people who do fall into this bucket. And now the big issue for us, and I don't know if it will work, because the big issue is it's how do we reach these people? It's very fragmented.
Yeah, it's very fragmented. It's very hard to reach, very expensive to reach. I think your strategy of reaching Airbnb hosts is doable, because people who are on Airbnb, they're visible. You can find them. And you can scrape Airbnb sort of and reach out to them. And that's how, I presume that's how you're going to market right now, right?
We're doing
So
it through
we're doing
the
word of mouth referral. That we've spoken to around 20 people. We've been
That's
doing
not going to scale though.
I
You
know
need a
that's not
go-to-market strategy that is
yeah,
going to scale.
yeah.
So
that's
I'm thinking about a scalable go-to-market strategy, potentially, as long as Airbnb doesn't offer this feature, scraping Airbnb and finding Airbnb hosts is a decent strategy.
Right. But I guess the 2 points that you made, which makes sense to me, is one, it's not a strong differentiation. And the other is that there is nothing, it doesn't have the competitive moat that, one of these guys couldn't come and do it.
It doesn't have a competitive moat. As
Yeah.
it is, if you talk to venture capitalists, and I'm not saying you haven't said anything about wanting venture
No,
capital,
we
so
don't want
I'm
that.
not saying
Yeah.
anything about that, but this is the argument that the VCs are making about the wrapper companies. I think wrapper companies actually are fine bootstrap businesses. If you can carve out a niche which you can defend, and you can, you can build a bootstrap business if there are customers asking for your product, and you can reach those customers effectively and profitably, it's okay. I think I have a contrarian view on wrappers. I think wrappers are okay companies. They're okay businesses. I don't dismiss wrappers out of hand. VCs dismiss wrappers because of the moat issue, the defensibility issue. VCs don't want to invest in wrappers because wrappers are not defensible. Understood. But as far as bootstrap companies are concerned, I think actually wrappers are good, because you can quickly build something without having to, build a whole full stack solution. You can build something quickly, you can get into market and start selling quickly and so forth. So I'm with you on building a wrapper product. I don't have a problem with you building a wrapper product. Nonetheless, in your particular business, there are some other dangers because it is easy to build. We can't really assume that Airbnb is not going to turn around and offer this as well.
Right. And they
They-
have a huge customer base already, so it's like
Yeah,
overnight.
they own the customers. All they need to do is just fold that into their product. They have in one instant they have full distribution.
So so we have two options. One is bootstrap this and go fast, bootstrap, go fast,
Yeah.
and get as much as customers and get out. And the other option is to pivot into something.
Those are the two options.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Would you recommend we pivot at this point? We are only about 4 or 5 months in.
4 or 5
So what
months in.
we've been doing is we've been learning about the market, right? So we're probably more in a testing phase at this point.
If you're not emotionally, deeply in this, you may want to consider a pivot.
And do you have any recommendations in this industry? Because we're not from this industry, but we learned a lot about it.
Off the top of my head, no, I haven't thought about it. So it's hard for me to, randomly just pull something out of the hat. But I think you need to talk to people. See that it's not so easy to find openings, find gaps in an industry that you don't know about.
Right. Yeah.
It's much easier to understand where the opportunities are in an industry that you do know or that you do understand. So
I do see this as a gap, because the way that I knew is that
yes, it is a gap. So at the
Yes.
moment, it is a gap. I think your problem is not that it is not a gap at the moment. So which is why I'm saying there is a window in which you can build a bit of a business here. And how well you execute, how fast that business grows, and all that is up to you. It depends on how well you execute. So I'm not off the hand dismissing the fact that you do have a little bit of a business here.
So Sramana, if we look at the market, right, and I think the thing for us would be to see how many of these hosts are on multiple platforms, right? Because if they are on multiple platforms, then we have more of a moat. Because
No,
if
No, you don't
Because-
have a motive there.
You don't
on
have a moat.
platforms.
You don't have a moat.
I mean, if I'm on Verbo and Airbnb, right, I'm not going to use Airbnbs, because if I do use Airbnbs, my reservations on
You're going
Verbo.
to use Airbnbs for Airbnb, you'll use Verbos
Yeah.
for Verbo.
And also Host Buddy, our competitor, they can put, if voice is the only differentiator, they can put voice any day, right?
They can put voice in.
Yeah. Overnight, they
And,
can put
and the thing is, I think those kinds of technical differentiators are becoming very easy. Text, voice, these are becoming very easy. So those are not moats at all. So there are lots of things I've told you in this conversation that you need to kind of sit down and think about. First and foremost, you do not have an $85 billion TAM. That's a top-down TAM. You need to understand how to build a bottom-up TAM model, and your bottom-up TAM is going to be much smaller.
Okay.
And it is going to be, it's going to have all these other characteristics of, Airbnb encroaching into your space, and Vrbo encroaching into your space, Expedia encroaching into your space, the property management systems encroaching. I mean, there's like all kinds of possibilities of you getting completely squeezed in this business. So I can tell you absolutely for certain, this is not a fundable business. Nobody's going to fund this business.
Okay.
But I caveat that by saying that there are ways of building businesses, these wrapper companies that have like small opportunities in short windows where you can go in, execute heavily, and build a business, make some money, and then when it goes away, you move on to something else. That's a possibility.
Okay.
And right now, that possibility is actually an interesting possibility because a lot of people are building little products very quickly. You're not investing huge amounts of money in building this product. You're doing it really quickly, getting it out, starting to sell it. You have an MVP that kind of works. You probably can make money.
Yeah.
You can, if you can figure out a fast go-to-market strategy, that would be fine. The thing that don't assume, influencer marketing is very expensive. Influencers don't market your products unless you pay them a shit ton of money. So don't assume that influencer marketing is a way to acquire customers. The thing that I heard that is actually more compelling is scraping Airbnb hosts and pitching directly to them. That is a more scalable strategy. Although I suspect HostBuddy is doing exactly that.
What about partnerships with other PMS systems?
You can try that.
Okay.
You can try that. And that could also be a potential exit path.
Right. Yeah.
You build something in collaboration with the PMS system. And PMS companies are not huge companies. The PMS is also a highly competitive category. There are tons of PMS systems out there.
Yeah.
Nothing is like a 500-pound gorilla. So a small PMS company may want to bring you guys in and your product in, and you can have a small business with a small exit, and that's a success. Maybe this is your first company. Is this your first company?
Yeah.
This is your first company. So if you can do it this way, and then next time if you do another company, you will have learned a lot.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely have learned a lot, but at this point, we're not that far in. So the thing is,
So that's why you have the option of potentially pivoting out and do something
right.
else.
I mean, the thing is that what we have gained is the knowledge about the industry and the connections that we're making. So if we can find a different way to monetize it, we can do that. But we're still not sure what that would be.
But Salma, she's saying that in this domain it'll be hard. This domain is already too crowded, is what she's saying.
This domain is crowded. Yeah, this domain is crowded.
So if you're going to pivot, it has to be something completely different.
Most likely, you're not going to be able to pivot within the domain. That's my read.
Okay, so then this
very cursory assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
but don't underestimate the fact that because you have something, this is the beauty of these wrapper companies. You can do it quickly and get it into revenue and potentially get it into exit with the property management company. Since you're already 5 months in, maybe give it a month or 2 or 3 to flesh out that option, and maybe within 6 months you can just finish this whole thing.
Right. Yeah.
So what you're suggesting is
and
that
it may not be a lot of money, but if it's a couple of $1 million even, it's not a bad 9 months of work.
Fine with that. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point. That's exactly my point.
Yeah. That would be great for us. We would be very happy with that, and we would just start something else afterwards.
Right. That's my point.
Okay.
Thank you so much for this week.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
Folks, I will spend a few minutes explaining to you how to use 1 million by 1 million for those of you who are evaluating and trying to join the program. Everything is virtual. It doesn't matter where you are, you can access the program from anywhere in the world. The premium program is the full acceleration program where you have this kind of coaching available on a weekly basis. You can come talk to me every week. The basic program is just curriculum. So some of you need to learn things like, we just talked about bottom-up TAM analysis. We have a module on bottom-up TAM analysis. By the way, that bottom-up TAM analysis module, market sizing, it's called, is also available as a Udemy course. So if you're looking for a quick way to learn that, you can learn that as well that way. So any of those are fine. You can do basic, premium, go on the website, look at what to expect from each of those. Some people ask for one-on-one consulting. We do offer that. It's much more expensive. Premium is $1,000 a year. One-on-one consulting is $1,000 an hour. So we don't push that but some people are obsessed about privacy and so on, or they are too busy. They need to do this on their own schedule. They don't follow our schedule. Then you have to do it that way. So we have one more roundtable in August, officially the last roundtable of the summer. That's August 28th. And then we have 3 roundtables in September. Maureen, September 25th. Are we doing September 25th? Anyway, we can talk about that later. Irina Patterson is your contact. After this session, if you want to talk to somebody from our team and ask questions, Irina Patterson is your contact. And if you have questions, we do have time to do more Q&A. So please feel free to ask more questions. I will stay and answer as long as we need to. Anybody? If you are in the room and you're not on the panel but would like to ask questions, please let Maureen know if you would like to discuss, and she can put you on the panel and you can ask questions. You can talk to me right now. I see people in the room who are not on the panel. So please feel free to do that. All right. I don't see any hands up. If we are done answering everybody's questions, I think we are going to wrap up. Good luck, everybody, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.